Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Lexington, Mississippi. I'm Eric Williams with Rural Mississippi Living, sitting out here enjoying the beautiful day. We've been having rain, 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 and today is just perfect. The birds have been just chirping up, having a happy day out here. They're really singing up a storm out here. They gotten quiet now that I started talking about doing my video, but before that, they were really being quite noisy, which is kind of fun. It's kind of nice to listen to. But I was going to start out this video a little bit different. I was going to go and show you a house. So I think the address is 305 North Street, if I remember correctly. Oh, there they are again. Anyway, I was going to start up there, but then again, I hadn't actually been to the house. I knew about it. My realtor had mentioned it to me, and I'd seen it in photos or whatever, but I didn't understand how it was situated. Now, I'm an older person, obviously, and so, we were taught different things when I was a kid. You don't go in other people's yards. That's impolite, and it's just something you shouldn't do. Well, and the way the house is situated, you kind of have to go up and onto their front yard to a degree, and up steps to get up there to it. And I thought, that's kind of, in my estimation, that's just not appropriate. I shouldn't do that. So I thought, well, I think what I'll do then, I'll just at the end, I'll put a link so y'all can go look at what I'm talking about. Incredible house, though. I just thought it was such a neat place. I can't remember this guy's last name. It's not difficult. Oh, it's Noel. His last name was a former governor of the state of Mississippi. And that was what I was kind of wanting to point it out. Historically, it's an important house for the town, but architecturally, it's a beauty. You ought to see it inside and out. It's really an impressive house. It's been on and off the market. I assume it's still for sale, more or less. The sign's not in the yard at the moment, but I'm going to see if I can get a hold of my realtor and see if she could maybe sneak me inside sometime. See if I can get a look around that way and take y'all along then. But I want to again thank y'all for watching and viewing. And to just remind you, y'all could subscribe and hit the like button and just keep in touch. Send me your emails because I definitely like to hear from you and to respond to you. But today we're gonna. I was out looking around the back. I think we're just gonna go inside today. It's such a beautiful day. Probably shouldn't do that, but had some things I wanted to show you. I've been showing the back here because my tomato plants are doing fantastic, and I've got blooms all over my zucchini, so it's going well. So I'm pleased with my little garden spot I've developed back here. I do not have a green thumb, so seeing blooms on a vegetable, I'm impressed. So it doesn't take much to impress me when it comes to gardening. It's not my strongest suit, obviously, but I have found some interesting things in the house today, and I was just going to go through a couple of the cabinets that I haven't really dug into. You just never know what you're going to uncover. Like I say, in this house, I still am not done. It's surprising how long it takes you to go through, but I've had other projects, other things on my mind. I'm still focused on the house next door. I've got a lot of thoughts on that, and trying to find out some additional historical information and just information in general from the state and just other organizations. But I will get to you on that. I promise you I will. It is on my mind on a regular basis. I was dealing with it again today, sending out emails trying to get some information. But anyway, we're going to go inside next, though. I'm going to go into the main hall of the house and go through one of those cabinets, like I said, that I haven't dug into really. I've just pulled out a couple of little items, and then from there we're just going to show you odds and ends. I pulled out a few things, put on the dining room table, but also in the one cabinet is just all glassware for when they were having special occasions, I guess you could say. Little champagne glasses or sherbets that could be for that as well, but just wine glasses, water glasses, just some interesting things that just to kind of run by. Some old glassware too. But I think this is what we're going to do next. We're going to go inside, and I will meet you all in there. One more thing I was going to mention before going inside is I'm in the process now trying to order the replacement sheets of glass that I need. I just wanted to point this out. Most people wouldn't think about it, how large the windows are in this house. Now, this window right here to my left goes into the front parlor, into the parlor actually. And it's a shorter window like the one in the entry hall right behind me here. You say a shorter window. That's not a short window by any standard that you could imagine. But compared to the other windows in the house, these are the short ones. I was amazed when I got to measure these windows. They're 26 inches wide, which is not unusual for width, but it's the height. The tall windows around the house are 8 foot tall. I need two panes, 26 inches wide, 48 inches tall. So that's per pane of windows. So the glass you're actually seeing, you have 8 foot of glass by 26 inches of width. That's just tremendous. So when you open all the curtains and the light and it's good sunlight out, like today, the house is really bright inside. Well, except for the entry hall, the main hall through the center. Not much to be done for that. I need a big skylight, but I don't think that's going to work. It's a little late to be adding the skylight now. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that just to give you an idea of the scale of the house. It's deceptive. You don't realize how large the house is or the dimensions of it unless you point out things like that to give you the true measurements. But anyway, from here, though, we're going to go inside and I'm going to show you some of the interesting things I've been pilfering through today. Okay. Okay, hello. Welcome to my hallway again. It's called the hall. I'm glad you joined me. But we're going to come in. I'm going to show you some things in here that run across in the last day or so. I think I've shown you some things on this table before, some of the crochet work and stuff. But one thing I didn't point out with these are hand-stitched fabric strawberries. Have you ever seen anything? I just can't imagine who has the patience to sit down and do something like that. That's really quite fine work, really. Most people think, well, they're so realistic. They think maybe they're candy, but no, they're not candy. They're just a decoration, strictly. But just an odd little thing. But I was also, I keep thinking about that house over there. Like I say, I'm going to put a link in the video for it. But Edmund Noel, I just find the interesting thing in that house to me is that it was bequeathed to him out of several other children, specifically by his mother to him, and none of the other kids. Why, I don't know. Apparently that was her favorite, Edmund Noel. Maybe she knew he was going to eventually become the governor. She had big aspirations for him and thought he needed a big, fine house. But I just find it interesting knowing that this house was bequeathed by an aunt to her niece, and then that niece to her daughter. Then, so I don't know. I like the idea of some of these houses, the ladies of the town of Lexington handing them down, keeping them within the family. I was kind of like that idea. But from here, we're going to put a little light on the subject and show you some of the things in this cabinet. Now, I warn you, everything here is dusty. And I do mean dusty. I did wash off a couple of things just because I was curious. But start off on the top shelf up here. There's just some ordinary, nothing terribly exciting, I wouldn't say. Just some nice little pressed glass pieces of horn of play that obviously looks like Thanksgiving to me. These are some funny little things. I can't figure out what they're for. They're decorative, and I don't know, maybe they're just to put something inside and keep them, but it sure wouldn't work very good as a drinking glass, I tell you that. They're just such a strange shape, and I say, seriously, Dusty, one of these days, when I can afford a maid, right. But now these are kind of interesting. This is one they said was just probably for trinkets is more likely what the idea was. But some of these, though, like this one is an odd shape, just a funny little thing. But consider for salt. These are called salt wells. And apparently you have a tiny little spoon that you put in there and to pass it around the table for everybody that needs salt. This is the same thing, more for salt. Just a coaster for, actually this was a cigarette lighter, ashtray. There are tons of ashtrays around this house. So somebody around here must have been a heavy smoker, I'm guessing, or else they collected ashtrays. I'm not sure which. Couple of perfume bottles, if I can say that word, Estee Lauder. I clicked on that one on Google Lens. Like $60? Goodness, really? Same with this one. That fancy little pressed glass one. I think that's kind of neat. Other than that, I think it's funny. Somebody's been to New Orleans a few times, and apparently somebody liked to have a little bit of entertaining time with their cocktails. You've got the little tongs in there, the ice cubes. But along the back, these are all hurricane glasses from Bourbon Street in New Orleans. So somebody was having a good time. I'm guessing, though, somebody apparently was a fan of the color green. Green is my favorite color. And so I really do appreciate this glass. Some of these are just the prettiest little things. I say, so dusty, it's a shame. I should have cleaned these or something first. So many hours in the day. But I just find just the fanciest little glasses. It says the most beautiful little base on it. And there's only just the two. Well, there's two little champagne cups like that. And then one water glass. Sadly, there's no more of this. Just a couple of pieces. But I do really like it. It's quite pretty. And then more of these little salt wells in the green, in the green. Something I've noticed around this house too, salt and pepper shakers. There must be 20 sets of salt and pepper shakers around here. All styles of them, all colors. Which is really kind of fun though. I think somebody must have collected them. Let's see, what do we got at the back? That just looks like a general bowl. But then again, I'm not the swiftest when it comes to some of these things, when it comes to glass work and whatever. It is marked on the bottom, but without my reading glasses, I couldn't tell you what it says. So sorry about that one. Let's see. Now, interesting, funny little vase. Really pretty, actually. These, though, I did have a chance to look these up, and these are Japanese. Considered fine art glass from Japan. Tamage or Tamaji, I think. I can't remember the company name, but these were, they thought, from probably about 1950. And they're actually rather collectible and actually have some value to them, surprisingly. I think they showed like maybe 150 a piece, something like that. Just some really pretty little bowls. This makes me think of depression glass, but I remember seeing depression glass in that shade of green. I see it in a real pale color, but not quite like that. But that's a pretty little bowl. And then there's one back here that's got more of a translucent feel to it. The coloring on it's kind of opalescent. Well, it would be more that way if it wasn't dirty. You can see better without the dust. But it's got kind of a shimmer to it. It's a little bit different. But just some interesting pieces. One of these days I'm going to get a dusting rag and do some serious work around here. But we're going to go down to the next shelf. And we've got some interesting things. This one, it has such a sheen to it. It's an unusual little piece, but I think makes me think it's a carnival glass, depression glass form type. Yeah, pretty little piece though. Now these, I wish somebody would tell me what they're for. I don't know if they're just little candy dishes or little dishes just to put your odds and ends in, maybe jewelry, who knows, ladies have them on their dressing table perhaps. But it's just a strange color, that kind of a pale baby blue looking color almost. I don't really see much glass in that kind of a color. Now, this is a really pretty cup. I think it's more of the items from Japan. Translucent. You can just practically see through it. It's really quite a pretty thing. But I can't figure out what the little piece there is for. Is that to strain the tea leaves out? I'm guessing that's what that's for. But it's just an unusual little piece. This one has such a pretty aquamarine blue color. Very pretty beast. I did clean this one because I wanted to see it. I thought it was green at first, but no, it's a blue actually. Very pretty little thing. Now, under here too, there are some unusual figurines. If I can get them out here without breaking them. I don't know who this is. Again, from Japan. Unusual. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Or if it's supposed to be anyone else at all, other than just a figure from a certain time period. That'd be my guess. But there are a couple more of those down here. Make me think of like an 1890s lady or something along that line. She's got a twin. There are two of them identical to her. Now, I think I may have shown you this before. An original snuff can. Still has snuff in it. I don't know who wants snuff these days, but we have that. Now, this is quite a fun little piece. This thing it's heavy. It is definitely metal. I looked at this earlier and I clicked on the bottom, took a photo of that. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it is the picture of it's a coin, is actually was an old, very old Chinese coin, probably from, they think about 1880, 1890, in that range, of a dragon. But the entire thing is all dragons, and the box itself was made between 1945 and 52 in occupied Japan. But it's really quite a beautiful thing. It's a music box, but unfortunately someone, I think, has overwhelmed it, and its music playing days are done, unfortunately. Another strange piece. Makes me think it's almost translucent as well. It must be Japanese again, but there's no mark on it. And then one piece of pottery I discovered down here. I did not have a clue it was down here. I just ran across it. I know some of y'all out there into pottery. This is, I say without glasses, I think it says Weller, but I'm not positive of that. Nice piece, though. It's in good shape. It doesn't look like it's got a spot of mark on it anywhere. Pretty little thing. Now down below, we've got a strange. Well, talk about never knowing what you got to find, huh? Well, who would have thought? Well, somewhere there was a child here, a little kid. Well, it's a train set. Isn't that interesting? You just all sorts of funny little things. Stuffed bunnies. What we got here? Oh, and even a teddy bear. Well, I don't know who that would have been. There's no telling. But I didn't realize that box was, or basket was full of toys for a child, a little toddler, it looks like. But from here, though, we're going to go into the dining room again. I've got a couple more things I want to show you in there. And one really special thing that was discovered today. You just say one of those unknown. I was reminded that I should show you all these things, too. I didn't take them out before. Isn't that funny? I do not. I'll give you $1 if you drink that. I don't think so. It seems to have lost its fizz. Who would have thought? This is a bicentennial Pepsi from 1976. My friend Chris in Kansas City, she loves Pepsi, but I think she'd even have to pass on that one. I don't think she'd have that one for $1. And then I think this was the 2006 Coke. It's funny what people say. I just don't. No fizz there either. Big surprise, huh? I don't know how long Coca-Cola or Pepsi keeps its fizz, but not for 50 years. We know that much. So, but anyway, now we're going to go into the dining room and show you what things I've got in there for you. I did a short video, a little one that was like 2 minutes or something like that long, just to show a couple of odd little pieces that was here in the house. Just because I think it's so strange. The birthing chair, I just thought that was so unusual. I just did it on a short little, video clip, but I wanted to show that too because it's such an odd piece. Who's ever seen one of those before? It's estimated at least 200 years old, from Spain and made of pine. It's just, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. It's an odd thing to have in the house. I don't have no problem with it being here, but it's just peculiar. I don't know if it could be, what could happen with it. It needs to be displayed somewhere so it's visible because it's without a doubt a conversation piece. Not many people have one of those in their house. But I am going to grab something out of here that I have discovered quite by accident because these drawers and these little chests of drawers out here are for linens. At least that's what I thought until I ran across something special hidden in one of these drawers today. And I'm going to pull the whole drawer out and bring it along with me. Murano glass. Supposedly another ashtray. It could be a murder weapon as heavy as it is. I saw this and I got to laughing and said, I gotta have my glasses. I can't do that, Adam. It said, I'd sure like the day better if it started later. It's like the Beverly Hillbillies pillowcase cover. But this is what was under it. It's like, oh, wow. I was not expecting to find that. Isn't that pretty? I mean, goodness, if I have royalty stop by, I know how I can serve them then. It's a complete service for $12. I just looked on Google Lens, I'm sorry, it's my favorite place. Just at one of these forks, if you bought one at Walmart, they're $16.50 each. I thought, goodness, I didn't look at the backup. I do not believe they're silver. I don't think I'd be that lucky. But if I'll have to get my magnifying glass out because I certainly couldn't tell by looking. I'm assuming it's stainless steel, but because if it was silver, I'm sure it'd be tarnished. It wouldn't look that nice and bright and shiny. Looks like it's never been used though. I don't, no scratches or marks. The spoons are shiny and clear and they look. I think it's a brand new set. I think that Carolyn, she had huge plans, ideas. She wanted to entertain. She wanted to be, a house where you had, just people in and out all the time. And she'd have big parties and, entertain lavishly. And I think she bought all this with the intention of someday getting around to it. But I don't think she ever did. I don't think she really ever got around to doing too terribly much entertaining at all. But she certainly had the ideas for it because those drawers in there, um, I don't know where those drawers were kept, but a lot of those linens need to be washed because there were mouse droppings on them. That's just not my favorite thing to run across, mouse poop. It's bad enough I have to work with chicken poop when I'm fertilizing the plants out in the garden, but mouse poop in the house, no. I think maybe those had been kept outside in the garage or something, and mice got in them. So that's another project for washing day, laundry day. So I'm gonna have to go and take them all outside and shake everything out real good and clean, because you kind of get a little whiff of it. It's like that's really not too nice for the house. But anyway, these are a couple more things too. These pictures. Somebody, I know that the husband, Carolyn's husband, was in Japan apparently during World War II, but he sent things back apparently. These are old Chinese. They're actual paintings. I couldn't tell. I can't decide if they are actually on rice paper or if they are on silk. But they're very old. According to Google Lens, that one. Well, there's another one underneath that one. Let me move this one, and you can see the other one. It is older. The one below, it was. I think it's estimated at least 200 years old. That one. I thought, well, how interesting. Things that people buy in, different antique shops and whatever when they're visiting. And I assume her husband had probably sent these back. I don't know if they were framed or not, but if he sent them back framed, that would be awfully nice. But they're really quite pretty, though. Just really, they deserve a special place. I'm going to find someplace really good for them. But I think that's about all I could show you for right at the moment today. It's been a discovery day without a doubt. All sorts of interesting things. This just blows my mind. I cannot get over that. That's just really something spectacular. There is so much silverware in the kitchen drawer in there. Miss Carolyn, she loved flatware apparently. The drawer, if you pull the drawer out, it must weigh 50 pounds from flatware that's in there. This woman's got a collection of flatware that you would not believe. It's really crazy. But I do want to thank y'all for coming along with me. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the house up there. I told you I would. I hate to not do those things. I said I'm going to do it. So I'm going to put the link in there for realtor.com so y'all can get a look and see what I'm talking about. But please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, the like, all that, and I'll be back Saturday, and we're going to do some more on Saturday.